Hi there, I'm Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media.
And I'm Jenni Walk from Elephant in the Room Consulting, and you're tuning into Bite-Sized Business Life Podcast, the show that helps business owners get clarity and insight to grow their dream business.
Whether you're launching, ready to scale, or figuring out what's next, we discuss the nitty-gritty, the hard bits, the opportunities, and the behind the scenes, and share how we've grown our own companies and helped others do the same.
We're glad you're here. Good morning. Hi there, everyone. This is Jenni Walk from Elephant in the Room Consulting and Kylie Mowbray-Allen from Hello Media, and you're tuning into Bite-Sized Business, the live podcast and show that helps small business owners get clarity and insight to grow their dream business. Happy New Year, Kylie. Welcome back to 2024.
Me, Jenni, 15th of January. We're in hardcore. We're committed to a very big year. What about you?
We are definitely committed to a big year. We are planning the final stages of our new online program. Jenni is taking the leap, and so hopefully in the next month that will be launched. Empire Builders we're planning for, so we're very excited for this year. So definitely a big year in 2024.
And have you got an area in your business that you're like, each year I choose a different topic that I'm going to go hard out on and upskill on? Do you have something for 2024 where you want to do some growing and training and stuff for yourself?
A really great question. Actually, there's probably two parts. One for the consulting business. We have a real passion for there's a model called Holacracy, which is around a leadership model for companies. We're really keen to explore that and how that's going to support the companies that we help grow and build their structure. So we're going to become qualified in the Holacracy methodology, which I'm very excited about. And then for the coaching side of the business, we're really just focusing on mostly on our Empire Builders model. So how we're going to build and grow that. So looking at different ways that we can connect with clients, and that will be through our online programs and other things. So that's more of an evolution. And through that process, of course, we're learning how to build online, develop online systems for ourselves and what works for us. So we're going to, certainly build our knowledge in that area. And what about you, Kylie? What area are you playing in?
Well, last year I really was devoted to upskilling in ads, and I did lots of coaching with lots of different people, plus my weekly coaching in Canada, and all of that was good, but I decided to keep on with that for a second year. And so I'm going to keep going hard because it's had a lot of changes in ad world lately. So it's to my best advantage just to keep going with learning. And the other area that was going to be a really big one for me this year was email marketing, and really upskilling that because there's a lot of changes. But I'm also adding, so there's three now, I just signed up this morning to some new coaching around AI. So I'm pretty excited about that. But my plan is each year one thing, but this year it's three. So go hard or go home, as they say.
Exactly. And I think that's testimony to the way that we kind of run our business. We're always trying to learn and do new things and find new ways of working, and we can't do that well for our clients unless we're doing it for ourselves. So I think it's anyone, whether you're in a business, whether you're a professional, no matter what you're doing, you need to find ways to just reflect on what you're doing and get better at it, really.
Totally. That's a really good start of a first challenge to put out to everyone is, what can you upskill in this year? What can you set for yourself, whether it's something to do with marketing or something to do with business in general? What's new for you? Where can you step up and learn?
And I also think if you go, oh, I know everything, and no one does. So if you're thinking that, then hi, Kylie or I will recheck that for you, because we never know everything. But I think the other thing is also saying, well, what are you working on in your business? Like, what is the area of your business that you're neglecting? So I think for your businesses, and that may help lead you to understand what you need to learn. So if it is marketing that you're neglecting because you're going, oh, I don't need to worry about that. Well, everybody needs to worry about marketing every single day of the year. And if that's an area that you're neglecting, that's probably an area you need upskilling in. If it's doing your financials or understanding how to read your P&L and understanding how that's created, then maybe, do some short courses in finance. But I think find the area that you're neglecting in your business, and that will direct you to the areas that you need to upskill or just improve your knowledge in.
Well said. And, marketing should be well over 60% of the time, effort, and budget for you and your business. So there's always some area of marketing. And I want to give you a great example of a client I was doing some work with last week. She's been a client for many, many years, and she's an e-commerce business. And it was really exciting. In our one-on-one last week, she said, guess what? I'm moving in a new direction with a new career. I was like, wow, this is fun. And she said, because she's been doing so much upskilling and learning through her e-commerce business and SEO, that she's realized that that's her really big love. So SEO is going to be her new career, which is really cool, isn't it?
That's very, very cool. And I love that kind of shift, because it's actually, she's through her upskilling, through her training, she's found something that she is her niche or is her sweet spot, something that lights her up and gives her some kind of direction in a business. And when you can align that with what you're doing and get paid for it, that's the perfect mix.
Absolutely. So, you never know. As long as it's stagnant, as long as we're keeping looking forward and something new, something different, we're not talking about the shiny things here necessarily. We're talking about the long-term fulfilling things for upskilling and learning.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely. And that's, I guess, a good start into our conversation today about powering into 2024 and how we're actually going to get ourselves set up to really deliver and create, 2024. We always talk about the best year yet. And rather than saying the best year, it's how do we build on what we've developed last year? How do we continue to grow? And that could be by 1%, it could be by 20%, it could be by a staff member, it could be just by, going into a different market or into finding new customers, whatever powering in or growth looks for you. That's where we really want to focus. And I think it's a great time. We're 15 days into the new year, 15 days into a quarter. So we're really, the world is coming at you whether you want it or not. So how are you going to approach it and grab hold of every opportunity that you can?
And staying positive, because, let's be honest, the world is having a few issues right now, whether we're looking at climate, political, whatever it is, it's you can be in a little state of doom and gloom. So actually, how do we keep it positive? How do we keep focused? I spoke with someone the other day that said, oh, it's not a good time to be in business because of the economy and the cost of living. And I was like, yes, it is. We all still need to be purchasing things. We all still need to be living life and, going out for dinner or whatever it is. We're still going to buy underwear. So, at the end of the day, it's always a good time to have a business. It's just about how you're structuring it and what you're doing. So, yeah, I think not only do we need to look at how can we build on last year and make this year even better, but also how can we stay super positive and try and ignore the noise that's going on around us.
I think it's a really great reflection that you said there, in terms of we always need marketing people, are always going to buy things, but also it doesn't matter what industry you're in. So whether there's been terrible weather events and there's a mad rush for tradies, whether there's a weather event or whether it's business as usual and it's perfect sunshine and 25 degrees, you still need someone to build, you still need an electrician, you still need a plumber. In the same way that you still need beautiful art, if you're an artist, if someone's doing a office redesign, they're going to want something in that space. So it doesn't really matter whether it's upturn or downturn. Every individual, every business, every business has something that can offer, whether it's upturn or downturn. And I think that's a really great reflection to remember, that you're not just in business for the good times. You're in business all the time.
Absolutely. And whether you're a naturopath or whether you are, whatever it is that you are, whether you're service-based or e-commerce based, whatever it is, you're still always needed. It's just about how you position yourself.
Yeah, and it just and how do you position yourself? Through your marketing. And that's where we, you and I are aligned on that. You're the marketing guru in terms of how we can maintain that and build that and maintain our following and grow our following and build that know, like, and trust. But you need the systems and the structure to be able to support that. And I think that's where we're both aligned in the conversation about marketing. But you talked also, one of the things I love about it, we talked last year about it, and you may not have one yet, but setting a focus for this year. So you talked about the types of training and where you're going to look to kind of build an upskill this year. But in terms of the business, what is your focus, in January, what are you looking to focus on this year?
I was about to say, just keeping going, keeping on. I said it last year. My word of the year last year was balance, and the year before that it was focus. Someone said to me that I didn't like the word balance. I just didn't, whatever, I can't remember what it was, but what they said was actually quite good. But I still really like the word balance. So even though I haven't picked my word yet, it's going to be something around that balance, because I've already set my intention. I'm finishing at 5:30 every night. This, it hasn't happened yet. Not yet.
I hear the crowd go wild, Kylie. Yes.
The first week back last week, and it only happened nearly on one day at 5:50. But it's still my intention, and not to work at weekends, but I still did over the weekend. But it's my intention, and I'm finding ways to do it. And as you know, schedule it, make it happen. So that's really my intention. So I've got not a new program, actually relaunching something, and all kinds of exciting stuff going on. But my key actually is not so much about the business. It's about making the business work better for me.
Yeah, I love that. And that music to my ears, having known you for 5 years now, that's being that your focus for this year, I think you've got the business to where you've wanted to. You've launched those programs last year that we've been talking about for many years. And I think now is the perfect time for you to focus on that kind of, to your word, balance, on how the business works for you. And that's how it should be, right? We want to have a business. We get married at the end of this year, and we want to take 4 weeks off, probably 5 weeks off, and I need to have the business set up so that I can take 5 weeks off and it does not impact me negatively. So we should be able to run our business as business owners and operators, to manage our business and structure it in a way that we can do that. So I'm so excited for you for that. For me, it's actually about books. I realized last year I was so busy with multiple clients and some large clients and doing some kind of embedded clients that I didn't have time to read as much as I wanted to. And I was sharing with you my fabulous new Christmas present from my mother, Big Panda and Tiny Dragon, which is about Buddhist philosophy and just little bite-sized kind of inspirations, actually, which I love reading. And it's done on a season, and it's beautiful. And I think for my focus this year, and I guess it goes to that idea of learning, isn't it? Is I want to get back to books. I've got several books now sitting on my desk. I've got that one, might be my theme, How to Think Like a Philosopher. I've got the Holacracy workbook that I'm looking at. All that conversation for me is I realized my gap last year was not reading as much, listening to a lot of stuff, but not reading. And what I used to take is 45 minutes or an hour in the morning to read after I come home from gym. And I kind of let that go last year. And so for me, it's now taking that when I come home from gym at 6 o'clock in the morning or 6:30, it's 1 hour of reading every single day and trying to get that as my daily habit. So that's my real focus. And I know by doing that, it's going to improve every other part of my business and my well-being and my life generally. So mine's not so much business focus. It's just that obsession with wanting to read more.
It's so wonderful, Jenni. This year for Christmas, my daughter bought me a Kindle for that exact same reason, that I need to read more.
I love that. We're aligned. We didn't even know.
There you go. I'm excited about a year of good reading. I bought some amazing books last year and didn't read them. But I figured I will if it's a Kindle. There you go.
Me too. And I bought about 6 last year, and I started reading all of them, but never finished all of them. So that's my focus, is each day. It doesn't have to be fast. And this is the thing I used to get hung up on, right? That I should be able to read a book a week or read a book a month, and had that kind of idea of, wouldn't it be great to read a book a week or a book a day? But I don't read fast, and I like to reflect as I read. I just like to read. I guess it's the pace of the book, if that makes sense. So some books like Tiny Dragon I could consume in a day very easily, but I wouldn't be actually embedding the knowledge that it's trying to share with me. So I'm actually really happy to say I'm just going to do 5 or 10 pages, or do a time limit every day. And if that's a quick read or a slow read, it doesn't actually matter. It's the habit that I'm trying to create. And so rather than following someone else's idea of what success looks like, which we've talked about before, it's what my goal is, and my goal is a time limit, not the number of pages.
Yeah, brilliant. I love that. And good reminder that it's not about what someone else's success is, it's about yours. My glasses keep fogging.
Well, we just got a massive, the temperature just changed here because the rain just dropped. So we've now got steam everywhere. So maybe I'm sending it to you. So focus for the year is really important. January, we're starting to say we get back in. It's sometimes a slow, sometimes a quick start for people. So at this time, though, what are you doing at the moment to get motivated to get into the office, to say, okay, I'm going to be in the office at 7 or 8 or in the morning and finish by 5:30? What's keeping you motivated at the moment, or getting you motivated?
I start in the office at 6, or sometimes between 6 and 7, but most mornings 6. But one thing actually that I'm thrilled about is our operations meeting. So it always used to be on a Thursday, and it never happened because other things would come up. But we've moved it to a Monday, which is the CEO day. So it's perfect because there's no reason why we can't have it every time. So I'm excited about that. More team meetings, more processes, procedures, just making everything more cohesive, I think. So yeah, it's definitely this year is a year to focus on the company structure. So I'm not taking a 4 or 5 week break like you are, but how nice it would be to do that. So I'm with you, making sure that that company can exist without you for little periods of time so that you can have, which I guess at the end of the day is just all about the structure of your company.
Yeah, very much so. For me, my motivation, I think, is my team. We had a beautiful new team member join us last year, Helena or H. And so between Macy, Kelsey and H, we're starting to grow and be a bit more structured because Macy and Kelsey, I have a fairly laissez-faire approach to sort of a lot of things, which is how I like to operate. I like that kind of organic approach, but we're starting to be also a little bit more structured in terms of how we do that, how we actually approach things, making sure our systems are right. So for me, I'm excited though about launching our online program and new products. We haven't done new product development for a long time. So that for me is really exciting me. And now I have time with a changing client balance at the moment. We have time now to really focus on creating something new and being innovative in our space, which we haven't done for a very long time. And so that's really exciting me and making me want to get up in the morning and get to work.
Oh, that's wonderful, Jenni. And so what's your word? Was your word read, or did you have something else for a word?
I actually think it's going to be knowledge this year. It's really about knowledge. So however that comes to me, my 2 core tenets are wisdom and freedom. And I think part of to maintain those, I need to make sure that I'm consuming knowledge. But knowledge is going to come in lots of different ways, whether it's developing a new product, whether it's reading, whether it's through training that I do, or even just through the clients that I engage with. And we've got such a diverse group of clients from, small business owners developing, their new businesses right through to corporates and looking at corporate strategy. And so that knowledge that I'm consuming is going to help me, support them and help them meet their goals. So I think knowledge is definitely my word of the year.
Fantastic. Well, I thought that given that we're at the beginning of the year, I won't be joining you next week, but for the following week, I thought it'd be wonderful if we talked about a digital declutter. So I've been doing it with my clients last week. It's very, very simple. Obviously, it takes time, but looking at the list, so that would be a great chat to have because we should do it. I always schedule it for either the end of the year or the beginning of the next year, but it's a really good time to get stuck into a digital declutter.
Oh, when you and I think you introduced me to that a couple of years ago, where we did a bit of a digital audit, and my team do that quite regularly now, but we kind of do an audit as opposed to a declutter. So I'm loving that idea of on the 29th of January, we have a chat with everyone about how you might do a digital declutter. And maybe in the next couple of weeks, if you're listening to this, take some time to have a look at what your systems are, get that information together. And on the 29th of January, when we do our next bite size, we can talk about what that might look like, how you can go through that process, and how much time and money you can save and resources you can save by doing that very simple exercise, even twice a year, if not, but this being your first year maybe.
And do you think it's a good time to announce, Jenni, what we're doing also that's exciting in 2 weeks?
I think we should. So because we've been talking about getting motivated and staying focused on what your direction for the year is, Kylie and I, once again, which really excited, is we're going to do a kickstart of the new year with a goal setting and goal setting focus session. So a couple of hours online for free on the 29th of January. The socials and the links will be going out shortly today to really kind of refocus and get us together about how do we start this year off strong? How do we make sure we're focused? So looking at that goal setting, planning, strategy workshop. We did it last year. It had a great response. So if you joined us last year, make sure you're registering for the 29th of January for our goal setting and strategy workshop for 2024.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to it. Actually, this will be our 3rd or 4th year, I think, doing it together.
I'm excited. I think I love goal setting. It's one of my things that I love doing. And I know last week in your training sessions, you shared the information that you've been kind of gathering, and you did talked about digital declutter and goal setting and all those little things that we do as a business that we've developed together over the last couple of years to make sure that we're able to thrive every year. And so we're happy to share, and I'm excited to be able to share some of those tips and hints that we've learned that are helping our business grow with other people who want their business to grow. And it doesn't even matter if you don't have a business. You might have a business idea. It's a great workshop to come to, because in those couple of hours, we're going to go through, how you can set your goals for the business you want to have. What is the strategy that you need to do to get that business that you want to have? And if you have a business, all those things on how to tweak and grow and build the business that you already have into the business of your dreams.
I love it. The business of your dreams. It's awesome, Jenni. Well, we'll be announcing that later on today. So that was a little sneak preview for everybody. I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks' time for a little bite-sized digital declutter, and then for a goal setting and building the business of your dreams 2024.
That's what we want. So 2 weeks, people. Will be back on the 29th of January. Look forward to seeing you then. Kylie, it's awesome to see you. Happy New Year again. Thank you to everyone tuning into this episode of Bite Size Business Life Podcast. Make sure you subscribe and follow us so you don't miss any future episodes. Look forward to seeing you on the 29th of January. Have a great day. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.
Bye. Thanks so much. See you, Jenni.
See you later.